Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an oil change and a fuel filter change on a 2006 Ram 2500 Cummins diesel. Pretty straightforward job. Some people still want to know how to do it. You don't need too many tools. 3/8 ratchet, oil filter wrench or a strap wrench in case the oil filter is too tight. In my case, it was too tight and I had to remove the fender well liner, which is just a 7mm socket and a few bolts. That'll give you access to your oil filter right there to get the strap wrench around it. It's located on the passenger side, right in front of the exhaust manifold. The products that we're going to be using, Rotella T4 15W40. You need 12 quarts of that. The fuel filter, we're using a Baldwin PF7977, and the oil filter, we are using a Baldwin BT7349. Some people like to have a helper. In my case today, it's my dog Bismarck. Here's your old drain plug. Just use a 3/8 drive ratchet. Fit right up in there and loosen it up. At this point, you're gonna need a drain pan or a bucket, something to catch the oil. I don't like to use a shallow drain pan. The quantity of oil that's in these trucks and the height of it off the ground, once it drops that low, it likes to splatter everywhere and make a big ass mess. So get yourself 3/8 ratchet, break it loose. Have a rag handy because you're going to get some oil on you. Then clean that off, make sure there's no metal shavings or anything on it. Once that finishes draining, move on to the oil filter. Before I take the oil filter off, I always like to put the drain plug back in. That way I can move my catch pan or whatever I'm using, bucket, to catch the oil if there's any that comes from the oil filter housing. Alright, that's good enough for me. Loosening up the tight oil filter, the strap wrench is the easiest way on this model. That was way over tightened. before you put your new oil filter in, it's always a good practice to lubricate the seal. Get a good seal on that O-ring when you put it in. And you can put a little bit of engine oil in there too. On the bottom side, that right there is where you're putting your new filter at. You're gonna come right up through that hole behind the AC compressor. Putting in an oil filter, once you run it all the way up the threads and the seal makes contact, just get it snug and then add an extra 1/8 of a turn, maybe a 1/4 of a turn. That's all you need. That way it won't be a pain for the next person to get it off. Alright, with the drain plug put back in and oil filter swapped out, 12 quarts of oil. One more check. Now we just got to get that fuel filter down there. Alright, this is your fuel filter housing right here. You can get a socket on there. I'm using an 1 1/8. I think some people use a 29mm. This little yellow thing right here is a drain petcock. Just like with the oil, you want to get something to catch the diesel fuel as it's falling. Do not use your oil container. If you plan on recycling your oil, contaminating it with diesel fuel or anything else makes it non-recyclable. So use something else. Push that to the right. That'll drain. Get your socket up there. It's got an O-ring in it, so it'll be a little bit tight. Kind of got to bear with me with the audio. I got construction going on in the background. Got that there. Get it loosened up where you can get it off my hand. Some of this was on there. Don't forget to replace that O-ring right there. It's just a canister style filter. Might have to give it a little pull. Then you can drop it like I just did. This is the O-ring that we're going to replace. It's for the seal on the cap. Pop the old one off with a pick, or in my case I'm using a screwdriver. I'm in kind of a hurry here, running out of daylight. The reason why it was so hard to get the filter out of there is, see these little teeth right here? They hook on to the top of the filter and the hole goes down. So we can take this right here, pop it down in there. Putting it back in, you go ahead and push your drain petcock back to the left, close that off. Filter. That rod right there in the center, that's why that hole's right there. Goes right down on top of it. Snug it up. Since we drained the fuel bowl, on the first startup, you want to prime it. So you're going to turn the key, let it sit for a minute. Cycle the key all the way back off, back to the accessory position. Each time you do this, the fuel pump is pumping and putting fuel back in the bowl where the filter's at. And it still didn't start. Don't forget to write down your oil change interval or the mileage, time, whichever one you go by. That'll do it.